Welcome to Love Brand You on Win-Win Women. I'm Sam Rafis, your host for this metaphysical show focused on faith and inspiration for you to succeed in all areas of your life. If you have tuned into the show before, you know that I start every episode with the Love Brand You prayer. So I invite you to just get settled in your chair or however comfortable you are. Just relax, take a deep breath if you like, and listen into these words for our prayer. My God source loves me no matter what. I am always lovable and give myself compassion for everything I've ever done or not done. Love heals me more quickly than self-judgment. I choose love now for me and for everyone in my life. For this I give thanks. I let it be so, and so it is. Amen. Well, thank you for being here. If you watched last week's episode, The Power of a Serene Morning Routine, then you know I said I would talk today about mindset and actions for a positive daytime routine. I may get to that. However, if you also know me or have watched the show, you know I talk about listening to your own guidance, your own intuition, and following the divine self and what you deeply believe in your heart, which is what I teach and what I profess, and also what I encourage you and my clients I work with to do. So this is why I've named this episode Trust Yourself. And I hope you'll understand the point of this by the end of the show. As I said, if you recall about last week, I shared different practices about morning routines. And one of them is to set my intention for the day. Well, this morning, and okay, well, this morning when I was doing this, my mom popped into my head and I was missing her. I was feeling grateful for her. I was, well, I was missing her and I was remembering happy memories and feeling good. Fast forward, say an hour or so when I was writing in my journal, and as I was writing the date, it hit me. And I'm trying to keep it together here. So it hit me that I knew it would be hard to talk about this. However, I do want to share this. So it hit me that it's been 3 years today since my mom passed on. So I'm both sad and happy. Ooh, I honestly I thought I was okay to do this. So just bear with me. I'll keep it together. So I'm sad she's gone physically, and I was thinking about how happy that she was my mom. So let's just say she was a remarkable woman, and I am blessed and honored and so very grateful that she was my mom. Ooh, okay, just 1 second. Oh, I apologize. Okay, I will tell you more about her, but I think for now I'm just gonna have to stop there so I don't break out crying and ruin ruin the camera ready makeup. Okay, back to the topic of trust yourself. So this is the title of today's message from Angel Guidance, which I was reading when I was journaling. And if you know, again, You know, I'm a big fan of this book, and my mom gifted me this book many years ago. And so I'm going to share today what that reading was, and you'll see why that part of it is making me a little choked up here. Not only talking about my mom, but talking about why it's so important to trust yourself. Okay, this is from Daily Guidance from Your Angels, 365 Angel Messages to Soothe, Heal, and Open Your Heart. And I don't read these every day. I think I said last week when I was talking about morning routines that I actually read which inspiration I feel called to. And the reason I'm bringing this book up today is because I was called to read this book today. And that was even before I remembered that it was the anniversary of my mom's passing. So as I was reading this, because it just has the day number, so it's day 174 and it's called Trust Yourself. It was when I went to write in my journal, and I always write what day it is, that the two connected. So I feel very, very strongly about sharing this with you. Trust yourself. Your inner compass accurately steers you in the direction of your dreams and desires. Trust the guidance that you receive, since it comes directly from the infinite wisdom of God and helps you move towards the happiness that is heaven on earth. When you're joyful, your light shines more brightly, and you inspire others to be cheerful themselves. Trust your inner feelings, ideas, and visions, as their God-given tools designed to lead you home in peace and happiness. And I can say that my mom embodied this mindset. She believed in God and trusting your God-given talents, and focused on achieving everything that she set her mind to. She was a superwoman, a loving mom, a fearless leader, and one of the most kind and compassionate people that I know. She made time for everyone and inspired people to be their best. Also, according to my mom, there was no such thing as a bad day, just a bad attitude. You can choose to be happy, or you can choose to be sad or mad. I can still hear her saying those words to me over and over. When I say those words, I hear them in her voice. I see her in in the kitchen, on the farm where I was growing up, and it was invariably, something I didn't want to do. You can imagine growing up as a child or even a teenager, probably something that I didn't want to do either at school or at home, or was feeling particularly not in a good mood. And I remember mom saying, "You get to choose. You get to choose how you feel." And of course, at the time, I absolutely rolled my eyes and just thought, yeah, whatever. I remember that. And and it makes me think of probably my daughters now, when I am carrying on the tradition of my mom and saying those same words to my daughters. So I've talked a lot about subconscious programming that we receive from our childhood, and I received a lot of positive, loving programming from my parents. And talking about my mom specifically today, my mom was a teacher. She was a foster parent. We had, well, if I counted it up, um, so I have 5 siblings, 3 older sisters, 2 younger brothers. So there were 6 of us kids, and my parents had foster kids, which were mostly some type of disability, whether it was a physical or mental disability. From the time I was, say, 5, 6 years old till I left home at 18, I believe we fostered 23 foster kids. And My mom was an amazing foster parent and parent. And she had this poem framed and posted in our main bathroom where us kids were sure to see it. And I read it many, many days. And this is the poem from Dorothy Law Nolte, who was also a teacher, I believe, and she wrote a few books. And her poem called Children Learn What They Live. You may be familiar with it. So this is what I read, if not every day, at least a few times a week growing up. And you can imagine how this has been programmed into my subconscious mind. Dorothy Law Nolte says, if children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If children live with ridicule, they learn to be shy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children live with tolerance, they learn to be patient. If children live with praise, they learn to appreciate. If children live with acceptance, they learn to love. If children live with approval, they learn to like themselves. If children live with honesty, they learn truthfulness. If children live with security, they learn to have faith in themselves and others. If children live with friendliness, they learn the world is a nice place in which to live. For me, I can truly say that most of the positive um, statements here is really what I grew up with and what I lived. My parents showed us so much acceptance and love and self-confidence and encouragement and praise and that never give up attitude, whether I wanted to or not. Like I said, my mom talking about, um, it's you get to choose your attitude. And she also focused really on the loving part, the kindness, the compassion, and with the focus on love, reminding us that only love is real. And we hear that, but what does it mean? It's if we fear something, then fear is our ego, and our ego knows the thoughts and the words that it can use to make us doubt, which I can honestly say is the feeling that I was having when I diverted from my content when I was thinking about it this morning, because I normally plan my content, of course, what I'm going to share in each episode. And because I had originally planned on sharing more about daily routines and had at least the bulk of my content ready. However, I wasn't feeling that this morning, and I didn't know why until I put the two and two together about what the significance of today was. And I spent a lot of today working, yet still thinking about my mom and wanting to honor my mom and wanting to take some time in prayer and meditation and remembering my mom. And I have to be careful here and not talk too much about it because I don't want to break down here on camera. Um, so today I'm sharing what I'm feeling in my heart. And as I was researching more content about trust, I kept coming back to love, and loving ourselves means trusting ourselves. And I kept thinking of mom, of course, and remembered another book she gifted me. And I thought, okay, I'm feeling drawn to this other book. So where is it here? Okay. And this is another, my mom always found the most unique finds in the spiritual world, the new thought, science of mind, all of the metaphysical type books that she knew that I was always interested in. And I remember that she had given me when she was going through her books and culling some of her books, and she put together about 5 or 6 books and put them in a bag. And she always used to write these little handwritten notes with nice stickers on them, were hearts and flowers, and she had dropped off this bag of books with I think it was one of my sisters to give to me who was heading my way. And just the little note said, I was going through my books and I thought of you, and I think these are perfect for you. So you can imagine when I got a hold of this one and I started reading it, I was like, yeah, okay, Mom, you know me well. And as divine intervention would have it, there is a chapter called Trust. So I'm going to put my glasses on and share Trust, this chapter, with you. So this is Unbound, a spiritual guide to mastery of the material world. And this is a book worth picking up if you can locate it. All right, so part of this book, page 124, and the chapter is called Trust. The trusting heart holds itself open so it might hear the song sung by the divine. Trust is a wonderful feeling, totally expanding tool for transformation. Trust allows you entity to open yourself to all possibilities because you joyfully witness the potential you hold within. Trust is disbelief in doubt. And I was talking about having a few doubts today. To trust is to affirm your own perfection. To trust is to acknowledge your own abundance. To trust is to avow your own creative nature. Doubt dispels intuition, imagination, and inspiration. Doubt is a denial and contraction that registers as death to the soul. Trust that you hold within a knowingness that equates with the rhythm and harmony of all creation. To trust that you possess the vastness of the entire universe within the perfection of one of your cells is to begin to trust that you have come to express upon this planet for a reason, and that only through trusting will that reason be made clear. Placed within your sacred space is your purpose for being. Trust yourself enough to allow it to emerge into consciousness. Trust another enough that they might share your glory. Trust the truth enough to live it without reservation. You cannot make a mistake if you trust your intuition, your imagination, your still small voice. In the past, you have mistrusted the movement of your deep self. You have sought your purpose from the mind. It is your heart, not your head, that holds your vision. Do not ask the mind to give you what it does not have. Trust yourself. Have faith in the Father. Doubt nothing that comes from inspiration. Deny nothing that comes from imagination. Dismiss nothing that comes from intuition. Trust yourself enough so that you might trust another, and together know that you have been entrusted by God to restore the world to peace. Trust and then act with confidence. Ooh. Well, I'm saying thank you to my God source, my God universe, divine spirit, for entrusting my intuition, and thanking my mom. Thank you for my mom for tuning in with me, because I believe that even if people leave the earthly plane, that those that we love and we're connected with, we are always connected with them through our heart, through our divine self. And feeling that connection so vividly with my mom this morning made me feel at peace and love and goodness. Everything felt good this morning, and not even knowing the significance of the actual day. So it did, well, you saw it. Um, it made me tear up for a bit. It made me feel a little bit tender for her not being here, because there's so many events that have happened in my life in the last 3 years, and I wish that she was here to share in those. However, I know she is with me in spirit. Okay, so what else can I share with you today on the subject of trusting yourself? So let me check with how much time I've got here. Okay, I think one of I know I feel like I'm reading a lot today. However, it's what I feel called to share with you. And this is another passage that I found as I was looking for resources to get ready for you today. And this is I write in lots of other books, different passages from different books that I like, and this is from Ernest Holmes. Um, he wrote The Science of Mind, and this is another book of his that is called This Thing Called You, and this is one of the passages that I wrote down from what have we got? Chapter 26. And this is powerful, that that relates to this subject. So hopefully you'll enjoy this too. From chapter 26. The law of the Lord is perfect, and the law of the Lord is love. You can never make the most perfect use of the law of your life unless that use is motivated by love. Therefore, you are a blessing to yourself, to mankind, and to the day in which you live. Say, today I uncover today I uncover the perfection within me. In its fullness, I reveal the indwelling kingdom. I look out upon the world of my affairs, knowing that the spirit within me makes my way both immediate and easy. I know there is nothing in me that could possibly obstruct or withhold the divine circuit of life and love, which good is. My word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that could throw a shadow over my perfection. Good flows through me to all. Good shines through my thoughts and actions. Good harmonizes my body so that it is revitalized and manifests perfection in every cell, in every organ, in every function. Good harmonizes my mind so that love sings joyously in my heart. I am completely conscious of all good in me, around me, and all that is. I am in complete unity with good. I have complete confidence in my knowledge and understanding of the law of good. I not only know that the law is, I know how to use it. I know that I shall obtain definite results through the use of it. I realize that doubts about my ability to use this law are things of thought. What thought has produced, thought can change. Knowing this, having confidence in my ability to use the law and using it daily for specific purposes, gradually I build up an unshakable faith, both in the law and the possibility of demonstrating it. There is no doubt in me, no uncertainty rising through me. My mind rejoices in certainty and in assurance. I confidently expect that my word shall not return to me void. Therefore, today I declare that the law of the Lord is perfect in everything I do. It will externalize happiness. It will bring every good thing to me. Today, I am inwardly aware that there is a secret way of the soul. There is a secret pathway of peace. There is an invisible presence forever externalizing itself for me and through me. Today, I believe in divine guidance. Today, I believe that underneath are the everlasting arms. Today, I rest in this divine assurance and this divine security. I know not only that all is well with my soul, my spirit, and my mind, all is well with my affairs. So I hope that equates to another inspiration for trusting yourself. And if I can share anything, in this show is that's one of the main tenets that is part of Love Brand You, Transform from the Inside Out, is really getting to know yourself. So I've talked in many episodes about your head and your heart. And your heart is the part where getting to trust yourself, trusting in that divine part of you, because the head is conscious, of course, and the head is more the ego, where the fears and the doubts reside, which is what I was having today about feeling a little bit verklempt and a little bit tender, you could say, and in honoring the passing of mom, yet knowing that I have this show to do and it's live and I am wanting to bring the best content I can to you. So trying to trust myself to serve up some words of wisdom and some good content for you, yet feeling very called to share the piece of my heart that is honoring my mom. So the quote I have for you today from Iyanla Vanzant, and she is a inspirational speaker. She's a lawyer. She's I think she even has a inspirational TV show where she helps individuals. She's also a New Thought minister, I believe. So Iyanla Vanzant says, learning to trust yourself and what you know takes time and work. You cannot expect to eradicate a lifetime of misguided information overnight. You must make a continuous, conscious effort to get on good terms with you. And that, for me, when I was looking up what quote to share with you today, that just spoke to trusting, again, trusting myself and talking about the programming that we have throughout our lives, whether it be from our parenting or whether it be from things we read, things we experience. And you must make a continuous, conscious effort to get on good terms with yourself and eradicating a lifetime of misguided information that she's saying misguided information overnight. So I'm paraphrasing her quote here a little bit or just repeating parts of it, but just making that point that as much as I felt that I knew I would have a little bit of a disjointed or not as flowing episode as I typically want when I'm doing these episodes, this is just what I felt called to share with you today. So I hope that you have hope that you've got something out of this. And for action steps, I encourage you, I invite you to just try a new way of trusting yourself, or as I say each week, a new habit, something that you would like to try and adopt to add into your routine. And maybe it has something to do with trusting yourself and going with that heart self or the divine self, and not overriding it with the logic, because a lot of times we let the logic or our ego override what our heart wants us. So if it's anything that I can hopefully lead with and share with, is just trusting yourself to lead with your heart. And next week, I will be sharing, because I said last week that I was doing morning routine, and today I would be sharing more about daily habits and routines. Next week is evening habits. So I will stay true to what I'm sharing. So next week I do have some good information and habits and inspiration, hopefully inspiration and motivation for a good evening routine. Okay, so if you would like to find out more about metaphysical practices and routines to help you achieve your goals, you can head on over to lovebrandyou.com. That's where you can find me. You can message me with your request. If you're watching this on replay through YouTube, you can put a link in the comments and you can have me get a hold of you there. As always, thank you for sharing your time with me. I appreciate everyone that shows up weekly live and everyone that watches the replays, whether it's here on Win Win Women or on YouTube or on my Love Brand You website where I upload the weekly episodes as well. So wherever you are tuning in from, I thank you. And today's closing affirmation is from the thought for today. I read you the passage from the thought for today from Trust Yourself from Angel Daily Guidance. And they also give you, or Doreen Virtue also gives a prayer or a thought for the day that I'll just use as the closing affirmation for today. All right, so here we go. I trust my gut feelings and listen to the inner wisdom. I take steps based on the messages that I receive. I have faith in myself, knowing that I am continuously guided by the love of God. For this, I give thanks. I let it be so, and so it is. Amen.